The stars stretched across the endless darkness, cold and silent. Far from any space lane, a damaged alien transport ship drifted without control. Its name was Silver Dawn, but there was no dawn waiting for the people inside. The ship had once carried scientists, engineers, families, and children on a peaceful journey to a new colony. Now its engines were dead. Its communication system barely worked. Every hour, the life support grew weaker. Captain Rollin walked slowly across the dark bridge. Red warning lights flashed on every screen. Oxygen was falling. Power was almost gone. The crew had already sent dozens of distress signals across the galaxy. No one had answered. Some nearby fleets had received a message, but they refused to enter this dangerous sector. Others simply stayed silent. To the rest of the galaxy, Silver Dawn had already become another lost ship. Inside the small medical room, frightened children asked when help would arrive. Their parents forced weak smiles, even though they no longer believed rescue was coming. The crew tried to stay calm, but everyone could feel the same heavy truth. They had been left to die. On the bridge, the sensor officer watched the empty stars one last time. Nothing moved. No rescue ships. No friendly signals. Only endless darkness. Then, a soft beep broke the silence. The officer looked down at the scanner. A strange signal had appeared. He checked the system again. Nothing. It had appeared once more. A single unknown object. It had no engine trail, no hyperspace signature, no registration in any galactic database. Captain Rollin stepped closer to the screen. The object should not have existed. Slowly, a massive shadow began to appear from the darkness itself, as if space had been hiding it all along. No one on Silver Dawn spoke. They simply stared, and for the first time in many days, hope returned, mixed with fear. The unknown ship moved closer to Silver Dawn without making a single sound. Every sensor on the damaged transport ship started working again, trying to understand what was coming toward them. The crew expected a rescue vessel, but what they saw on the screen made everyone silent. The ship was enormous. Its dark metal body reflected the light of distant stars. It had no bright engine flames, no visible weapons, and no familiar design. It looked completely different from every ship in the galaxy. The sensor officer quickly searched the galactic database. Nothing appeared. No name, no owner, no history. Captain Rollin looked at the screen with confusion. How can a ship this large exist without anyone knowing about it? He asked. Nobody had an answer. The survivors inside Silver Dawn became nervous. After being abandoned for so long, they were not sure if this was a rescue or a new danger. Then suddenly, the unknown ship changed position. In less than a second, it moved between them and the approaching pirate fleet. The pirates had returned. They wanted to collect the last remaining supplies and finish what they started. The pirate commander laughed when he saw the new ship. Another victim has arrived, he said. His fleet prepared thousands of weapons. But the human ship did nothing. It simply waited. The pirates fired first. Missiles crossed the darkness at incredible speed. The survivors closed their eyes, expecting another disaster. But the missiles stopped. Every single one froze in space. The galaxy had never seen such technology. The pirate ships became confused. Their weapons were useless. Their systems began shutting down one by one. Then the unknown ship finally sent a message. A calm voice filled the communication channel. Unidentified vessels. You're blocking a rescue operation. Everyone on Silver Dawn froze. That voice was not alien. It was human. A species many believed had disappeared hundreds of years ago. Captain Rollin stared at the screen. Humanity was not a legend. Humanity was real, and they had finally returned. For a few moments, nobody on Silver Dawn moved. The name they had just heard felt impossible. Humanity, a species that existed only in old stories, forgotten records, and ancient space history. Most civilizations believed humans had left the galaxy long ago. Some believed they had disappeared forever. But now, a human ship was standing between them and death. The communication channel opened again. This is Captain Elias Voss of the human vessel Horizon, the voice said. Your ship has suffered critical damage. Prepare for immediate rescue. Captain Rollin looked around the bridge. His crew members stared at each other in disbelief. "Why are they helping us?" one officer whispered. Nobody knew. The human ship connected with Silver Dawn and sent rescue teams through the damaged sections. The survivors expected soldiers with weapons. Instead, they found people carrying medical supplies. The humans repaired broken systems, restored oxygen, and helped injured passengers. They did not ask for payment. They did not demand information. They simply helped. A young alien child looked at a human rescue worker and asked a simple question. "Why did you come?" Everyone else ignored us. The human worker smiled. "Because someone needed help." Those 4 words surprised everyone. In the galaxy, powerful civilizations usually helped only when they gained something. Rescue missions were often about money, resources, or political advantage. But humans were different. On the bridge, Captain Rollin watched the human ship through the window. It was powerful enough to destroy the pirates, yet it chose to save lives instead. Then Captain Voss appeared on the communication screen. "You were abandoned because this area was considered too dangerous," he said. Rollin nodded. "Yes, everyone left us." The human captain became quiet for a moment. Then he answered, "Humanity has one rule that we never forgot." The bridge became silent. No one gets left behind. At that moment, the survivors understood something. The human ship was not just a rescue vessel. It was a warning to anyone who believed abandoned ships had no value. But far away, the pirate fleet was gathering again. And this time, they were bringing everything they had. The darkness of space was filled with movement. Thousands of pirate ships appeared on the edge of the system. Their weapons charged, their engines burned, and their commanders believed victory was already guaranteed. They had faced weak transport ships before. They had destroyed helpless colonies before. But they had never faced humanity. Inside the bridge of the horizon, the human crew watched the enemy fleet approach. There was no fear in their eyes, no panic, only calm preparation. Captain Elias Voss stood quietly as the pirate ships surrounded them. The alien survivors watching from Silver Dawn could not understand it. Why was the human ship not running? Why was it not calling for more help? It was alone, one ship against thousands. The pirate commander opened a communication channel and laughed. "Human vessel, you are surrounded. Surrender before your final mistake." Captain Voss looked at the enemy fleet on the screen. Then he answered with only one sentence. "We already rescued the people you abandoned." The pirate commander became angry. "Fire everything." The order was given. Thousands of weapons launched toward the horizon. But then something impossible happened. The human ship disappeared. Not destroyed, not damaged, gone. A second later, it appeared behind the pirate fleet. The aliens watching could barely believe their eyes. The human ship was moving faster than their sensors could follow. Small human drones released from the ship and moved across the battlefield. They did not destroy the enemy vessels. They disabled them. Every pirate weapon stopped. Every engine failed. One by one, the massive pirate ships became powerless. The galaxy had expected humanity to be a forgotten species. Instead, they discovered something terrifying. Humans had not disappeared because they were weak. They had disappeared because they were preparing. But just as the battle seemed finished, a new signal appeared. A much larger ship entered the system. The pirates began cheering. Their true leader had arrived. A ship bigger than anything the humans had faced before. Captain Voss looked at the new threat and smiled. The crew noticed his expression. He was not worried. He was waiting. "Finally," he said, "the real enemy has arrived." The massive pirate flagship moved closer, blocking the light of distant stars. It was larger than any ship the survivors had ever seen. Its armor covered every part of its body, and hundreds of weapons were ready to fire. The pirates believed this was the moment humanity would finally fall. Inside the horizon, the human crew remained calm. The alien survivors watched from Silver Dawn, confused by their confidence. How could one human ship stand against a monster like that? Captain Rollin contacted Captain Elias Voss. "Your ship saved us, but why are you not afraid?" Captain Voss looked at the giant enemy vessel approaching. "Because this is not the first time we have faced something like this." The answer created more questions. For centuries, The galaxy had believed humanity was gone. Ancient records said humans left their worlds and vanished beyond known space. But the truth was different. Humanity had discovered places where no other species had traveled. They found forgotten technologies, dangerous enemies, and secrets hidden between stars. Instead of using that power to rule the galaxy, humans chose to watch and learn. They stayed hidden. They waited. They prepared. Captain Voss explained that the Horizon was not a warship built for conquest. It was a guardian ship, a ship created for one purpose: to answer the calls that nobody else answered. The pirate flagship opened fire. The attack was stronger than anything before, but the Horizon activated an unknown shield. The explosions faded before reaching the human ship. For the first time, the pirates felt fear. Their commander finally understood. The humans were not an easy target. There was something far beyond their understanding. Then Captain Voss sent one final message. You attacked a helpless ship because you thought nobody would come. The pirate commander stayed silent. Captain Voss continued. That was your mistake. The human ship moved forward, not away, forward. The entire galaxy watched as the forgotten species stepped out of the shadows. But then, a new distress signal reached the horizon. It was not from one ship. It was from thousands. And every signal carried the same message. Please, don't leave us behind. The thousands of distress signals echoed through the bridge of the horizon. Every signal came from different corners of space, different species, different worlds, different voices. But they all had one thing in common. They had been forgotten. Captain Elias Voss listened quietly as the messages played one after another. Families trapped on damaged colonies. Explorers lost in dangerous systems. Small ships abandoned by powerful governments. For years, these voices had traveled through space, searching for someone who would answer. Nobody came. Until now, the crew of the Horizon looked at their captain. They already knew his decision. Captain Voss stood and gave the order. Begin rescue operations. One officer looked surprised. Captain, there are thousands of signals. We cannot save everyone at once. Voss looked at the stars ahead. Then we save them one by one. That sentence spread across the galaxy. The battle with the pirates ended quickly. Their flagship surrendered after seeing the true power of humanity. But the humans did not destroy their enemies. They gave them a choice: change or disappear. The survivors of Silver Dawn returned home and shared what they had seen. They told everyone about the human ship that arrived from the darkness. They told stories about humans who had the power to conquer worlds but chose to rescue strangers instead. Slowly, the galaxy began to change. Old enemies started working together. New rescue networks were created. Emergency signals were no longer ignored, because everyone remembered one message: no one gets left behind. Years later, children across the galaxy learned the story of the lost ship Silver Dawn. They learned about the moment when a forgotten crew saw a human ship appear from the void. And they learned the truth about humanity. Humans were not remembered because they had the strongest weapons. They were remembered because when everyone else turned away, humanity came closer. Far away in deep space, the Horizon continued its journey. Another signal appeared on its screen. Another voice calling for help. Captain Voss smiled. The human ship changed direction. And once again, humanity entered the darkness.